She posted a TikTok captioned, "Dating someone you think is lower makes you feel respected," with me cooking dinner in the background. I just smiled. 2 weeks later, she was calling my friends, begging them to tell me to answer her messages. I did not learn I was lower in a quiet talk. I learned it from a phone held up by a rubber band to our spice rack at 7:42 p.m. on a Tuesday. You could hear onions sweating in the pan, and our old fridge clicking on like it always does right before the light inside flickers. I am Ethan. I cook for a living. Hearth is the place. Small dining room, 14 tables, a chalkboard that never erases clean. If you ever stop in, the bread smells like butter even before you touch it. That is me and Maria brushing the loaves too early because we are impatient. Chloe was my girlfriend, influencer track. She had 3 ring lights, 2 tripods, and a drawer labeled hair tools that somehow also held receipts and a screwdriver. She could turn a morning into content faster than I can brunoise a shallot, and I am pretty fast at that. The video. Chloe stands at the counter, angle slightly too high. I am behind her finishing a lemon pan sauce I over-reduced by a second and rescued with a knob of cold butter. The caption sits right there at the bottom of the screen in white. Dating someone lower makes you feel respected. No emojis, just that. Lower! At first my brain tried to be reasonable. Lower than what? Lower in followers, in money, in the kind of life that photographs well. I scrolled. Comments came in like hail. A lot of laughing. One, "Girl, be honest," to "He is not your level," with 1.4K likes. Someone asked if I was her brother. She wrote back with a crying, laughing face. I asked her about it. She said, "It is just content. Do not be so sensitive." She touched my cheek like you pat a cat that is standing in your way. Engagement is good. People love a little edge. I slept 2 feet from her that night and felt 8 miles away. There was no big fight. I woke up before my alarm, packed a gym bag with my knives wrapped in a clean towel, left my key next to the cracked pepper mill, and sent a short text. I do not want to be content. I am moving out. I wish you well. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb and went to work. When your head is loud, a kitchen is medicine. Our head chef caught the flu, and I ended up running the board. The first ticket of the night was table 12, 2 salmon, 1 steak medium rare, 1 salad, no onions. I remember because the printer chewed the corner and we had to tape it back together. Service was ugly for 30 minutes and then suddenly clean. You know that feeling when everyone finds the same rhythm. Tongs click the same way, pans land flat. I rode that feeling like a wave and did not think about captions. A neighborhood blogger wandered in by accident, asked why the room felt calm, wrote a kind paragraph that night. The next week we were a little busier. Nothing crazy, just enough to notice. People posted the sourdough and kept tagging us. Someone filmed me torching a lemon for a vinaigrette, and you could hear me say, "Too much," and pull the flame back. Tiny human moment. That video did small numbers in a nice way. We sold out of the lemon salad twice in 3 days, and I had to beg produce for another case at 3:10 p.m. I started eating regular meals again. Scrambled eggs, toast, hot sauce. I slept on the couch in my friend's spare room and learned his dog has a nightmare at 4 a.m. every few nights and needs one hand on her ribs to calm down. I missed Chloe in a dull, background hum sort of way, like a song you used to like that keeps showing up in grocery stores. News about her found me because the internet is a small town, leaked emails where she mocked a client's product. One brand paused a campaign, then 2. A story about moving back in with her parents to reset. I did not cheer. I stirred a pot and set a timer and wiped the edge of a plate with the back of my hand like chef taught me on my first week. One afternoon, a guy from a small hospitality group sat at the counter and ordered the soup, a salad, and whatever the kitchen is proud of today. I sent the roast chicken we brine with a little brown sugar and thyme and finish with panjas that taste like you took a Sunday nap. He watched the line for most of the service. No phone out, just eyes. Then he asked me if I liked leading or if I just looked good doing it. I told him I like it when chaos gets smaller because the people in the room trust each other. He said he had been watching Hearth get busier in that slow, real way and asked if I would help open a second spot 2 neighborhoods over. I tried not to smile too hard, said yes, then pretended to think for 3 seconds, then said yes again. A month passed. 2. Then I got the text. Hey, been thinking about you. I miss our dinners. I miss your calm. Can we talk? That is Chloe's word for me, by the way. Calm. It used to feel like a compliment. Sometimes it sounded like I was boring. We met at a coffee place that puts basil in the water on the counter for no reason. She looked more human than I had seen her look in a year. No lighting tricks, tired, but real. She apologized. She said the video was a mistake, that she had been chasing numbers, that her PR person told her to apologize to everyone and rebuild trust. Then she floated it. Maybe we could try again, slower this time. Maybe we could be a team for real. I asked one question I had written on a note card and folded into my wallet. Do you want me, or do you want to feel taller next to me? She opened her mouth, closed it, and stared at her cup like it was going to answer for her. I told her I was not angry anymore. I was just done. She said I was cruel. I said I was clear. We sat in the kind of silence that makes baristas suddenly very interested in the grinder. I thanked her for meeting me, wished her a good year, and left. Outside, a bus squealed, the kind of high note that makes dogs bark. I laughed once, not because any of it was funny, but because my body needed to let air out. The new place came together slowly. We taped the line on the floor with blue painter's tape before anything was installed, walking pretend plates from grill to pass, like kids. We chose a grill that does not flare if you so much as blink wrong at it. We wrote a menu we could execute on a bad night, not just a good one. The walk-in door sticks unless you lift then pull. It already drives me nuts, and I already love it. Opening week, the printer jammed during a rush, and I cleared the tickets by reading them out loud like a baseball announcer, just to keep the team laughing. We comped 2 desserts, meant it, and sent people home happier than they arrived. A local TV crew did a food segment, and the host asked why the place felt kind. I told him kitchens are loud enough. The rest of life does not have to be. I do not check Chloe's pages. If she is healing, I hope it sticks. If she is not, I hope she finds a teacher who is honest with her. Either way, it is not my class anymore. If you heard her caption and felt it in your teeth because someone called you lower to feel tall, here is what worked for me. I stopped being an extra in someone else's scene. I set quiet hours on my phone and respected them. I took the hardest station and stayed there until it did not scare me. I asked the dish team what would make their night easier and then did that thing. I wrote lists, crossed things off in pen, and saved the list in a drawer so I could see there had been days before this one, and there would be days after. Respect is not a trophy somebody hands you on camera. It is what you build when no one is filming. It shows up in the way you plate the last order like you plated the first, and how you talk to people when you are tired and they are tired and you still choose to be gentle. I thought I wanted revenge. What I wanted was my life to feel like my life. If you are in the frame right now and the caption hurts, step out. Let the room resize. The people who need you will find you when the lens is not in the way. That is it. A caption, a quiet move, a lot of onion tears that were just onions, a second location that smells like bread by 4 p.m., and a staff that goes home a little less wrecked than they did last month. That is enough for me. And if you ever come to Hearth, order the chicken. Tell me if the Jews taste like Sunday. If it does not, I will fix it. That is the kind of respect I can work with.